Hi, this is Kim Goforth with Purple Worm Miniatures, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make a plant monster. This is a rather large version of the one I'll be showing you today, but the technique's the same, so if you'd like to make a large one, by all means, just up the scale. Feed me. So, I'm going to have to do this video in parts, mainly because there's a lot to him. There's the teeth, the body itself, and the tongues, and each of the plants. So hopefully I'll get as many in quickly as possible and as an explanation and still being able to understand me. So the first video I'm going to show you is the body. So this top part here and the bottom jaw. And the only thing you're going to need for those is paper towel and masking tape. So first, you'll need a quarter of a paper towel. So this is a half sheet, so I'm just going to tear it in half again, and that'll give me a quarter. And what you do is you fold it once and then fold it twice over. And then you start to roll in the sides to form your shape. And this will give him a little bit of a lip and a little bit of an indent on his mouth. So just make it the shape that you'd like. Small or large is up to you. And of course use more paper towels if you're making one the size of your hand. So once you've got your shape, all you need is a strip of tape. So let me get that real quick. Alrighty, now I've got my strip of tape. Now this part's a lot easier than it looks. So all you have to do is take the tape and put it at the bottom where you're starting at. Push your thumb into the indent to make sure you've got that okay. And then you're just going to fold it over and smush the tape piece together. It doesn't matter if you've got paper towels hanging out or if you've got excess tape, because what you're going to do next is finalize your shape. You can make it smaller, larger, taller, just cut into the paper towel. Don't worry about any tape leftovers. So once you've made one of these, you're going to have to make a second one, smaller or larger, depending on whether your monster's genetics are an overbite or an underbite. So the next step is to tape them together. And all you're going to need is a very small piece of tape. Tape half of it on the inside of the first half, and then the second half where you want your mouth to start. So I actually put that up a little high. I want him to have an overbite. And then to give it a curvature, pinch it a little bit, pinch this one around, and take a next piece of tape and wrap it around the bottom. So now you've got a nice mouth. Cut away any excess, and ta-da! You've got your mouth. Now the next step is to get your hot glue gun out. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to knock the camera. And I primered this one, so maybe it's a little bit easier to see on you. And all you're going to do is take your hot glue gun and give him a lip. This also seals the paper towel or any tape leftovers that you had, and gives it a nice effect, because what monster doesn't have a big old fat lip? So once you've done that to both sides, the next thing you're going to be doing is giving him some spidery membranes. And if you have any leftover, if you had any tape pieces that were sticking out or ends that didn't quite look right, this is where you cover them up. And just give them some zigzags, make it look all veiny. And you can do that to the top and the bottom. As you can see on the big guy here, I did in fact do that to him on the top and the bottom. On the bottom you can't see because I taped that down, but it gives it a nice effect and allows you to hide any tape marks. So once you've got that all done, all you need to do is paint them up. And the next step I'll be showing you is the teeth. So I will make part 2. And I'll see you then. Hi, welcome to part 2 of the video tutorial. And during part 2, we'll be continuing the plant monster. And I'm going to show you how first to make the teeth and then apply them to your mini. So, the first thing you're going to need is some acetate. Now I'm using an old blister pack from a miniature that I've purchased. You can use anything. Most products come in a clear plastic, so really it's not relatively hard to find. You can even use a transparency if you happen to have one of those. And all you're going to need to do is cut out a strip for it. It does help if it's curved a little bit, mainly because it helps when you're applying because the mouth is slightly curved. So, the first thing you're going to do is cut out some little triangles. And you can make the teeth jagged and different sizes because he's a monster and it's just cuter that way. So, just continue down your strip, cutting little plastic triangles. And they will net a little bit in size, so don't worry if you're making them a little bit too large. It'll be alright. So I went ahead and cut this strip out, and I'll show you how to apply it. Now I'm going to get a piece of paper, and this is what you're going to want to do if you happen to have a high temp hot glue gun. Because when you have a high temp hot glue gun, it will start to melt the plastic as soon as you touch it. So it'll curl it a little bit. The best way to get over this is to press it flat against a piece of paper. Take your hot glue gun and curl it down a little bit. And this will curl the tooth in the opposite direction of whatever you take it in. So you just keep doing that until you've got, pull it up, until you've got some snarly teeth. And like I said, whatever direction you put the hot glue gun on, it will curl the opposite way. So keep that in mind when you're doing the top tooth and the bottom tooth, whether you want the teeth to stick out or in. And I've gone ahead and finished a tooth and painted it an off-white color, and I'll show you how to apply it now. Now earlier you've given your monster some gums and you've painted the inside of his mouth. Well, now you get the fun part, and you're going to give him some gums along with his lips. So all you're gonna do is run your hot glue gun halfway down his mouth. And you're gonna stick this right in that line. You will have to paint this, so try and keep that in mind. And it is a pain in the butt to paint. And then you're gonna do the next half. Don't worry if it's a little messy. Oops. See, I've got an extra tooth there, so I think I'm just gonna go ahead and clip that tooth off and end it there. Don't be afraid to trim your teeth down if they seem a little obnoxiously large, before or after. I made my teeth a little bit bigger this time. I'm not used to the small monster. So, there's your first teeth. And you're going to do the next row exactly the same. And he'll have a nice bite. The next thing I'll show you is how to produce the tongue that you can see on the big miniature. See, I gave this one about 4 tongues. And it does have a nice, cool texture to it. And all you're going to need is cardstock and some hot glue. and I'll show you in part 3. See you then.